Starting and managing a modern dairy enterprise is only achieved when you have passion in dairy keeping. Chemusar Dairies in Kabianga Ward, Belgut Sub-County in Kericho County started with 7 Holstein Friesian cows with a daily production of 70 liters per day to a current number of 45 dairy cows with a production of around 500 to 600 liters a day by 23 cows. The farm has become a breeder farm specializing in production of high-quality Heifers to be replacement stock. In order to manage risks of mortality occasioned by diseases, the farm insures all its cows.
So we have about 45 animals. We are currently milking about 23 animals. Averagely, we are doing about 500 to 600 liters. This one are going to dry. Almost tightened down. So you move with the stages depending on the level of the production. So what is essential mostly is the water supply. If you need to be having is a lot of water supply. Yeah, for cleaning and for the cows to take, because definitely a cow takes up to 40, about 80 liters per day. Yeah.
So there should be plenty and plenty of water.
Yes, mostly are drying towards pasteurization. So you find that these are less than 2 months to cultivate. So you see, the bedding is okay, and we apply about this type of beddings. So you find that these cows are over 500 kilos body weight. So you find if you plaster there, they will have some discomfort, and you see some disturbance in terms of the planters, the legs. So mostly the cows require soft ground. That is why we decided there to be a bit of a muddy area, but they love so much, and it keeps the warmth. But you can see the cows are at least bring here so that we tune them to the right body condition that we require. You know, over conditioning again brings a lot of problems in terms of the health-wise of the cow. So definitely you need to be having a body condition that is a desired for that cow, at least body condition 4 is good for that cow, so you abate most of the metabolic disorders. My name is Raymond Sang. I'm an animal practitioner working here in Kenya and Uganda as an implementer of dairy. It's become reality. So basically my field is in terms of breeding, animal disease, and again the feeding of the animals. So basically this is the Chemusar Dairies. It started way back about 3 years ago. And basically we started about with 7 animals with an average of about 70 liters. As per now we are just grown. Averagely we are doing about 500 to 600 liters. So that is a small history about this farm. We are currently milking about 23 animals, doing an average of 20-23 liters depending on the feed and the conditions of maybe the availability of feeds. So we have about 45 animals with the Heifers, around Heifers about 15 Heifers. Basically there is a Kabianga Dairy Cooperative Society which takes the whole milk. I think it has grown, it's grown with this farm. They are now collecting about 20,000 liters per day. But basically it grows with the farmers. All the process of the animals starts from here. And what we normally want to achieve here is one of them is nutrients cover. So basically we want to achieve the nutrients of these cows, that the diet that we give these animals is the desired diet for those for production. So mainly what we consider mostly here is about the diet of the animal. So our factory start here, because if currently we mess up from here, we mess up the whole process and we end up not getting the desired nutrients of that cow. So health-wise we will not achieve it even though we messed up here. So basically we chop here so that we give the animal quicker time to protect the animal, to protect the feed. So after chopping here is when we mix with maize jar, because basically the component that we are looking upon it is the most crucial is the energy. Energy takes about 70% of the feeds and then 30% protein. Yeah.
So this is where you do the mixing after cutting?
Yes, we chop. You know, this one you see it's green.
Yeah, it's green.
Yeah, so when it is green, it tells us about the nature of that feed. The greenness tells us that this food is good. It should not be watery because mainly triggered in diarrhea, and when there is diarrhea, there will be disturbance of the microorganisms in the stomach. So basically when there is disturbance in the stomach, so which means there will be no good digestion taking place. Definitely the nutrients will not be absorbed. So we will at least.
The requirement for a cow first is what we have to know is the cow requires about 30% of the protein and 70% of the feeds that give energy. So mostly we see as Napier grass, as we talk about the parchong, has about 20% crude protein, and we normally use Napier grass, but when we are feeding the Napier grass we need to dry them at least to wilter, because it will trigger in diarrhea if they are fed directly. So basically when there is diarrhea there is no production. So what we see is we give animal something that moves very slow in digestion, which leads to the total depletion of the nutrients. So that the slower the movement of the feed in the digestive system, the more the depletion of the nutrients. So we normally give something that will make a cow to drink a lot of water, so that at least water is production. When a cow tends to take a lot of water, there is production. So we normally chop the Napier grass and then we give to the animal, mixed with the maize jar. We normally have silage that is a corn silage, but when we normally tune the animals, sometimes if you are having a silage and all of a sudden it got finished and then you start reducing, so it will have that impact of disturbance of the microorganisms. So you find that the production will drop dramatically. So when you find that a drop in production to go up is very difficult. So we normally tune them to the new coming feed. So if we were having silage, we tend to introduce Napier grass slowly until a time it has adapted. We normally source water from the river. We do collection here, rainwater, because water is essential in terms of cleaning of the house for the calves to take. The semen that we have is we import. So basically the breeding of the cow is done after the study of the cow. You find that during paturation, most of the cows tend to be, there are some which have to be assisted in terms of calving down. So during our breeding, we cannot breed that cow with the breed that is having again difficulty in calving. So we go for the easy calving cow, which has not, that cow could be having a good genetic traits in terms of production, but we don't want to lose that cow. So we use another genetics that will our desire. Some cows have to what we call fast milking. You find that some cows tend to let down the milk before milking. That is maybe that cow is has a good genetic in terms of productivity, but the problem is that before milking there is a lot of milk that has come out. So what we normally do, we go for a bull that is having a slow milking. And we breed. As you can see, the most challenging part of it was the metabolic disorders, which is commonly, and diseases, some in terms of difficulty. But you find that if you see some tax in our cows, they are insured, which means if we lose the cow, another cow will be pied. So we don't have that much risk in case of any death. For now, to be honestly, in terms of the main challenge that is affecting most of this farm is the cost of production. Because for you to break an even, it is honestly that if you don't make over 20 liters per cow, you cannot break even because of the challenges of feeds and the raw materials. So basically what has affected most of the farmers is the availability of the feed. So you find that for you to be on the safe side, like us now, we don't, a cow that is less than 20 liters, we normally sell off because it cannot break an even. So why? Because you know dairy is a business. If it doesn't break an even, so you just cull that cow and then you maintain the new coming stock, because mostly that is our focus, is not the milkers. Our focus is the next generation, that is the calves. So mostly you find even the rearing of the calves where the most of the farmers are going wrong. If you mess up with the rearing of the calf, that is from the beginning, that is a calf that has been born has to be mature in 12 months. The calf that is born today has to mature in 12 months. So if you don't go in line of feeding it, like now for the first 4 months you establish what we call rumen in that calf. There is something that we call rumen papillae, that is the part of the enzymes, and you know some farmers even tend to be introducing some silage in the young stock, which then to enter with the microorganisms in the stomach. So you find that calf will grow very slow. So you find that if the early the maturity, the higher the production. We have about 6 employees. They have to work squarely because you know some have to be going off. So you find that each and every employee has to know the playground of the farm, so that in case this one misses, there is another one. For you to break an even, you see the cow has to be doing 20 liters. So if you do 20 liters with the 50 shillings per that's about 1,000. That could be the cost. So anything above that one is the profit. Okay. But mostly what you focus in dairy mostly is the sale of the Heifers, because you know one heifer even can go up to 300,000. The advice I can give the farmers is that for a farmer who is very seriously in terms of want to start a dairy, you stretch with your muscle. You don't just wake up one day and say you want to be having 50 animals at a go. There are many challenges that will hinder you. So the most good thing is that you start with the capability of your resources, so that when you are growing, you grow with your resources. So that at the end of it, you don't mismanage the animals. At the end of it, you get a loss. So you grow with your capability and the strength.